Good, let's check out the new release here by WDS. Panzer Campaigns Poland 39. Yeah, thank you for the review key. So, scenarios. And we have here some huge campaigns. Before I start with the small scenarios, let's check out some of the bigger campaigns. Access AI, so you can also play as Poland. So that often in those games that you can do that. $350 turns, man. Crazy. You need those sound upgrades from the Crusader games here as well, that you can speed up, but still hear at least some basic combat noises. So here this, if sped up, it is muted. Okay, Deutschland, Polska. It's entire AO, I guess. Or to most extent. No, that is Poland. Entire Poland. Good, but we will play a smaller scenario. Action at Chef. September 1st. Ah yeah, exactly, we will see that armor train there. Okay. So civilians got murdered to maintain secrecy. Yeah, at least show that details, that's very good. Those... A bit busy 3D look here. Hard to make out details. The plane hexes should be a bit cleaner. On the other hand, yeah, okay, that territory here is special. Yeah, I'm completely familiar with the NATO counters on NATO symbology, but sometimes like those side profiles. So yeah, we have an armored train here, which we will now push into the enemy. Yeah? It's quite unique. Towards Jeff. The faster the better. Ah, we have also Germans approaching here from the north. Border patrols. Heimwehr from Danzig. Okay. That is our main objective basically here. Supply here and here. Good. Those guys are not motorized. Those guys are on train or something? No. Good, those guys are on foot. Will take some time. Those guys on train. Let's roll. Oh, where's the sound? No sound? It's speed up is even removing sound in the in our turn phase. Yeah, that I think in the Crusader games it was that even with speed up you hear all the sounds, especially your order sounds. There's no reason that you shouldn't hear them. And but also from the resolution phase, it would be great to see that in the Panzer campaigns. Holy moly, are we rolling the train right into those dudes? Crazy, man. Dismount. Units in rail mode cannot assault. It drives the train into the guys, man. Is that a historical engagement? Did they really roll an armored train into... I mean, why not? Why not? Yeah, but they will not dismount this. Good, furthermore we have... What is that here? Panzerzug? Ah, that is a... Ah, yeah. Interesting. That is new, I've never... It looks like a tank from the side, but it is a... armored train... compartment. Oh, okay. But do we need to put it on rails? Yeah. Let's try it out, otherwise I'll restart. Nah, it is a rail unit. Can I even move it away? No. That is a specific rail unit, okay. Looks like a tank. It's not a tank. But why this icon? It's a bit... Okay. But that seems to be a new mechanic here. I don't have more points of fire. I wonder, could we have bypassed the other train? With the well, on the other hand, the Panzerstück in the rear is perhaps even better. Good, what is that? That is... Stab on trucks. Good, let's first send out our reconnaissance vehicles. Following that road towards Kunzendorf. Perhaps we also need to check out Groß-Lichenau, but I doubt that we can get past this. We might need to assault those two bridges. And rather fast before they blow it up. Tell them to send me a key. I mean, I did that once, because you want to play a multiplayer, and they sent me a second key. Yeah, exactly, for squad battles. So I could show off a multiplayer battle. Would be interesting to play those scenarios here. In smaller scenarios in PvP. Nah, not you. It was Lee. I think Lee or Manuel. I got a second key for Eagle Strike, or the Soviet one, Red Victory, I think. In order to play a PvP scenario on stream. That was in the times where I had my mighty 1 million subscriber channel on YouTube. Now I am a silent ninja, stealth ninja. Good, that path looks clean. I might not drive those vehicles over the bridge. I mean, we know that some dudes are sitting there in minimum company strength. With reconnaissance, I might be rather interested in figuring out if something is around us. But yeah, crossing that terrain... Right. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, let's stop here in Liesau. Because you played Tigers on the Hunt a lot of those million subscribers were there for Fizzler Gaming. Yeah, that was the times, man. Jimmy made... Yeah, Tigers on the Hunt, man. We had here 20,000 viewers on Twitch. It was crazy, yeah. Good, dismount. Next turn. Classic German picture, man. That dude is so often but he looks also crazy, man. The dude looks badass. That guy here with his machine gun, man. He is so seen so often in pictures or games. I wonder if he would figure out that he would become later such a... I wonder, did he survive? Does somebody know anything about that dude? That guy with his machine gun on his shoulder, man. That dude is everywhere. In World War II footage or games. A rail is usually also faster, but might be not that. Let's see what the vehicle will figure out. Ah yeah. Road faster, okay. Perhaps we should have used rather that road. Okay. And then we have here 12 guns of Feldhaubitzen. Range 13. So there's a pretty good RD support, we just need to get it closer. Das ist to Kunzendorf. And here, HQ of Gruppe Medjelev, Madam. Let's go. Also Kunzendorf. I guess for the time we can deploy the HQ here. Next turn. Any RT and or air support? Oh yeah, we have some air support here by Luftwaffenkommando Ostpreußen. Recon. Okay. Yep. I don't know, is there something in this part of the town? Unfortunately, we got intercepted. Then we have here some STG. What is STG? Sturzkampf? Na. What is the STG? Sturmgeschwader. G ist Geschwader. ST was. What is ST? Sturmgeschwader. Sturmgeschwader might be what? I don't. Stabsgeschwader. Stabsgeschwader. Well, I guess it is Sturmgeschwader, but they changed the naming conventions often. I mean, a lot of stuff was named different in Poland, in the Poland campaign. Sturmgeschwader might be Stukas, yeah. Must be. Yeah, here. 12 Stukas. Stabsgestaffel. Yeah, it's, I guess, I don't know exactly what it is. Sturzkampf. Either Sturzkampfgeschwader or Sturmgeschwader. Sturzkampf, was that a term? I don't know. What did they name Stuka-Geschwaders? Probably Sturmgeschwaders, yeah. Sturzkampfgeschwader, I don't know. But it's Stukas. Dive bombers, yeah. Good, yeah, got some casualties there. That's it. Man, that train rolled right onto the bridge, man, non-stop. Those dudes are now on a bridge, they need to dismount the bridge, that will be... Sturzkampfgeschwader. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was called... Stuka was... Yeah, Sturzkampfbomber. Yeah. Sturzkampfbomber. Stuka. Ach du Scheiße! They blew up the bridge with the entire train, man. Ach du Himmel. Oh no, the train retreated, wait. Nah, the train blew up. With all dudes. The train with the entire dudes blew up. Holy moly. Is that restart time? Is that here? Ferry. It's new, I never saw that. Okay, that's basically ferries that can be used by everyone. Yeah, Deutsche Bahn not having a good day. Which means that bridge is now done. Wait, let me check. What is here? Tony, is this something I need to learn? A new move? No, they moved the train as we did. They did basically everything here. Yeah. Okay, they moved the reconnaissance onto the bridge. I'm not really a fan of that. But yeah, I mean, if you want to push hard, we could have done that. Minus that they didn't blow up. It's... up. Okay, they did. They did. Something happened here as well. Okay, I see. Now I saw they suffered as well. Seems like the train is also a goner. They did basically the same as we wait, they sent in the armor train first. It seems, yeah. As I was... I can bypass, okay. But the armor train managed to retreat. Damn it. Yeah, let's try it out. I want to restart. We didn't do that much. It's a small thing, but I always like the colors they use in the maps. Yeah, they are good. Yeah, about this I can't tell because there is here a very special terrain. The 3D look, but I don't use it. But I know a lot of people are fans of the 3D look. It definitely looks very, yeah, this old school. I like really the modern, clean look, which you really also need in that look. So the Tony can bypass. Oh yeah. On the other hand, I'm interested to see how the armored cars will fare against those dudes on the bridge. They can't even, now you can't move them out of column on a bridge. That's quite a ballsy move, okay. Good. Yeah, same for me. I mean, in games like, what is it called here, John Tiller's campaign series, I also like the... But it's often hit or miss. Here it's simply too cluttered. But might be because of the terrain, you know, because what's that, irrigated fields? Or wow, those guys are disrupted, okay. That is good. They might be not able now to trigger the bridge. They triggered both bridges, okay. But the armor train was able to retreat. If we would have done the opposite, we would have lost 500 men. 500 men drowned, yeah? Blown up from the bridge. I mean, not all drowned, but yeah. I forgot to move those dudes. we need to fight from here. Only have one soft range. This means machine guns have 2 soft range. But the infantry, there's no real reason to stay here. As they can't reach anyways. The train here, I mean, needs to dismount, yeah, sure. Are they dismounted? I think so. No, they are still on rail mode. Ah, here. Oh, they dismounted. But those Jimmies, we might send them to this ferry place here. Ah, the road is too busy. It's getting slowed down. While a machine gun can deploy here, while those Jimmies also can deploy. Good, RT. RT is now automated. Would be great. Movement allowed exceeded. I guess they need more time. Well, Stab might deploy to Liso. Let's keep it with the RT. Ah, those guys are also POs, then you know how to do shit here. Hier Wachregiment 1 deploy. There was the dudes in the trains. While machine guns deploy. That guy is soft range 1. So there's no real reason to stay around here. Oh, Jimmy, sorry, but you can't give me a 50 cal sound for German machine guns. Tony, it has to be the MG 34 or 42. Don't give me here the cheap 50 cal. Okay, HQ is deployed. Yeah, you Jimmy is also deploy. Move in. There's only 56 guys. I will keep them on hold. They can't pull off our offensive on their own. See a hacker. Whoever that dude is. Probably a dude who committed those war crimes. Ah, damn it, guns can only move. Sometimes I would wish for more flexibility in this move mode and whatever move. Simply apply those penalty. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, if they can't move, while being out of transport mode, then simply give them the penalties when moving. So that's switch micro. Should we rather bring the machine gun north? So all can... Are those guys still... Yeah, they disrupted. I mean, we can go for the attack. Do it. Let the tank fire, or the Panzerzug. Assault. Good, first position is taken. Damage bridge, ferry, or AT ditch. Do we need to pull off? Ah, I guess there's a ferry spot where they can operate ferries and then other dudes can cross. Yeah. Not sure, but okay. I think so. But he's still not operational, yeah. That 50 car sound has to go. I know, yeah, sometimes I guess they need to share about sounds. But yeah, you can't give the Germans a 50 car sound. Okay, good hits. Yep, takes a lot of time to cross, but the bridge ops are working. I wonder... But that is basically... That is indicating a ferry spot, which requires engineers that can get the material and everything to ferry over. Yeah, what makes sense is not some... I mean, what else should it be? Some random ferries being available for crossing? No, of course, no serious military force would allow that in the vicinity. So I guess that is a suitable ferry spot, and yeah, exactly, you need engineers. And I mean, normally you can pass also ferry over non-ferry spots, but it takes way longer time. And then you can ferry over stuff, but you see it takes quite a lot of time. I think before that Panzer-Spähwagen arrive in a AO, the battle will be over. But yeah, cool stuff we learned. So never deploy a armored passenger train first. Rather use the armored, which might retreat if they sense that they want to blow up the bridge. Before that, we basically lost 500 men, yeah, on the spot. To this number. Good, RD first. The Panzerzug can fire in RT mode. But I doubt that is effective. Interesting, yeah, makes sense, yeah. I mean, there was, for example, the anti-tank gun of the Soviets, the ZIS-3, which was the standard anti-tank gun. The 76mm. Could be used in direct mode or indirect mode. Because of the caliber, of course, in direct mode, limited effectiveness. So that is for many of those guns, direct, indirect. But usually if you can fire direct, yeah, then fire direct, of course. Except the enemy has some sort of heavy cover or whatever. So are they expanded? No. Das ist aber Caliber. 10 SK, was? Sturmkanone. 15 Feldhaubitzen. Sturmfeldhaubitzen, probably smaller. There's some smaller guns. Yeah, in those early years they had very different naming conventions. Yeah, also the SS, yeah, those Tonys were still basically in the kindergarten at that point. And then basically growing into their own branch rather fast. Urging for more power in the Nazi war machine. Not very much shit happened here. Those dudes, low ammo, but we need more fire. I need to get those guys suppressed. We are here, turn 6-8. Ah, wait. Oh, Jimmy, here. Kampfgeschwader. Oh man, what is that? That is heavy hitters. What is that here? Dornier 17. What is that? Dornier 17. That is not a BF-110. It's not a tactical. Is that a tactical bomber? I mean, Kampfgeschwader must be. Hit him hard. Ah ja. Those bigger fighters, but that was that. You mean the destroyer fighters, the 110s? That is probably tactical bombers. Dornier also made tactical bombers. I think the bigger fighters, what you're talking about, basically the destroyer fighters, which never really proved that effective, were called Zerstörergeschwader. Yeah, exactly. Twin. Okay, I mean those destroyers were also twin engine. I mean, you can look it up. I also don't know exactly what is Dornier 17. Oh yeah, those dudes, okay. Exactly, tactical bombers. And I was talking about this, this destroyer design which the Germans employed, which was, questionable effective, and they tried to use them as boom and zoom fighters, didn't really work out, and they used them also as some sort of like tactical bombers. But later as night fighters. Heavy fighters or destroyers, yeah. That Dornier 17, what is does it have a different name? No. Yeah, those dudes are known. Yeah, exactly. Henkel 111, true, yeah, there was also a dude. Yeah. Yeah, that's also, one of the classics, Air for Battle for Britain. Yeah, Jones knew they can't really compete in a strategic compartment category for the time. Never reinvested into strategic bombers. That was something for later, if they would have succeeded. Yeah, but we have a ton of those Dorniers here. Let's let them rain down, even if they're disrupted. Hello. Are they grayed out? Yeah, it was also simply not needed. I mean, strategic bombers is something you need in order to disrupt an enemy. You can't really properly... I mean, sure, it could have helped, but exactly, they simply had limited, save for naval force or building aircraft carriers. if you can't even get enough on a land war, don't need to consider shit like that, yeah. Especially if you're the aggressor, basically. They had designs for tactical bombers, yeah. I mean, there's this interesting board game called America Bomber. Those designs existed already. Bombers designed, long endurance bombers, designed to hit the American mainland, but, wow, man, that would be... I mean, even in the worst case, yeah, if the Nazis would have occupied Europe, I mean, they would, and if the Soviet Union would have surrendered, it would be over. You could not touch them on Europe mainland. Yeah, D-Day would never happen. You can't pull off an amphibious invasion against yeah, full-fledged force. You first need to weaken them. But still, yeah, touching America, I mean, they both would then share the same problem. Trying to hit each other. That's what I mean. We can be happy that the Nazis didn't succeed, because otherwise World War II, if it would have been prolonged like that, let's say the Soviet Union would have capitulated, then Germany would have become simply the super major power in Europe. Britain would be endangered no matter how many convoys you run. Britain would have been bombed and forked into submission. Then it would be basically US versus the Nazis. And then who develops the nuclear weapons first, and who can drop more nuclear weapons, and that, at least by what we know nowadays, would be the US. Of course you need to reach a target, yeah. But still. Okay, so no further. Those shimmies are grayed out, I guess. Not available anymore. Good, but we can attack. As far as I say, Pak 36 3.7 Herres Anklaufgerät, it was called, which translates to very mighty army weapon. Oh, we already fired. But let's assault. We need to watch out that those dudes don't run back into that position. Didn't work out, but the Polish forces suffered heavy casualties. 53. Yeah, I was asked to keep those videos short, which I find rather a bit difficult with considering the type of game. But yeah, I will take. I mean, here. No, you can't. Yeah, we can take a look. I mean, I should be soon finished here. But yeah, I was asked to keep those videos shorter. Your last one was several hours, you would think they would be happy. I don't know. I must say, I simply, yeah, let's be honest, I didn't read that part of the email. Then when I requested Poland 49, I basically, you know, if you reply to the email, you see the last message, and I saw that last passus. By the way, we received user feedback about your channel, or your former channel, and they would like to have shorter videos. And then I thought, oh, okay. After making that 3-hour or whatever 2-hour Crusader video. Yeah, it's not a problem. I mean, normally people should figure it out that I usually cover a lot of stuff in the first minutes, and then rather go into some relaxed, do whatever you want mode. But yeah, no problem. I will show you some scenarios, yeah. And then we might play it in another episode. Oh man, those guys are disrupted. Damn it. That is bad, yeah, disrupt units can't attack. Okay, Artie. Those dudes are still reported. 100 plus men. Yeah, but let's get those guys re-softened. But yeah, I might move here Schützenabteilung, Gruppe, whatever. Hacker, is it some sort of HQ? I don't know. They only have 50 dudes into that spot. I mean, those dudes are coming from those, so it must be the HQ. Perhaps it helps with rallying those guys. Good, and those Jimmies, can they finally cross? Yeah. What is the fastest way to that position here? Oh yeah. Seven of 8. Yeah, if those guys don't end up disrupted, we might not make it. Yeah. They meet. They're still disrupted, yeah, we can't pull off our assault. It's maybe some bad luck. Except those dudes can pull it off. What I doubt. 22 vehicles assaulting. I mean, vehicles can assault, right? Yeah. We can try it. I mean, that's basically our last ditch chance. But a 50 cal sound has to go. Because there's usually in those bad World War II games, perhaps that is personal opinion, but in those bad World War II games, who have zero clue, they always pull that 50 cal sound off for machine guns because it sounds the most impressive. I mean, the 50 cal sound is very distinct. But if I hear German machine guns firing with a 50 cal sound, I'm already displeased, yeah. They have no ammo. No, they can't pull off our assault. Only those armored cars can pull it off, I think, but they also need to deploy, I think, first. No. Yeah, it's over. Okay. Yeah, that is also a good example for time limits, because if you end up with a unit disrupted, I mean, that unit will die. That unit will die on turn 9 or 10. but we will not capture it. Yeah, sure, you could call it. I mean, we need also to consider that the Polish forces are, of course, here at massive disadvantage in this campaign. So yeah, you need to set some sort of wargaming standard for how you consider what is a win and what not. But you can also modify those. Yeah, no, my channel is not existing anymore. But there's a method. If you open those scenario files, there's a quickly method to modify turn limits or whatever. If you're not that big of a fan, simply want to play against the AI and you don't care, because most of those scenarios are, of course, designed also for PvP. And then it's, of course, makes sense. You want to offer, because warfare is never fair. Most engagements in history of warfare are unfair engagements. No commander in his sane brain will prefer a fair engagement. You always look to make it unfair for your enemy. And that's what you usually see. So, yeah, wargame designers had to come up with some sort of rating system, and yeah, that's also one of the reasons why time limits were born. Why I'm not a big fan of them. Especially for single player. PvP head to head, okay, yeah. Single player, I would like to continue playing that, but no, it will end. Is a draw? Oh, okay. Good. Is there a specific scenario you want to... Let's see what we have by length. Mokwa. 6 turns. Is there a specific scenario you're looking for? It's definitely a smaller scale, yeah, as you what you expect from the Polish campaign. Which is great, especially for people that want to handle smaller units. Yeah, small to mid, exactly. And covering a lot of terrain with small units. Yeah, you saw we crossed half the map with single units. It's not this meat grinder body fest of, let's say, late East Front or something. I mean, you see there's even scenarios smaller than a getting started scenario that tells. But yeah, you also have those big ones, but the unit amount is lower. Even if you want to play a monster game, like here, this here, 350 turns. You check that out, let's say for the Polish. Which is interesting, I mean, for the Polish, yeah, XSAI. That is really hard to pull off. The Germans will attack first, yeah, that will now take a lot of time. I think the Germans will attack first, yeah. Oh no? I mean, the map is huge, yeah, but the amount of units is rather low. That is early World War II for you, yeah. Poland, Czech, and... Czech less. And France. Campaign, nice, this looks good, we'll eventually get this on sale. Usually these games are late war, and as Germany it is brutal. Yeah, it depends, I mean, it is good if it is like that, because it is really hard for the AI to pull off. I mean, a lot of people think Germany was running out of everything at the end of the war. No, often the unit size were increasing, but they were simply out increasing by the allies by 10 whatever, and still pulling off good offensive operation for the AI is still a challenge to this very day. for most games, especially on an operational scale. And it should be like that. I mean, that is pretty good. If you can experience like that. It is rather more crazy if you pull off the offensive operations, and then it takes, of course, a lot of work. Yeah. Ah, yeah. There's still a ton of units. Wait. Well, I don't see them. They're faded out, it seems. Normally you should see all those units here. Here. Yeah, but it's the Germans. Yeah, but still not comparable to those monster campaigns of late war. I mean, they also have here a sort by length. Yeah, there's even a lot of scenarios smaller than the getting started scenario, which is cool. Ah, big fan of small scenarios. Stuff like that, exactly. Situations. Look at the amount of forces. Man, I would like to play that. What is going on here? Looks like onslaught, but something will happen. Those two objectives will probably become hard to capture. Well, it looks like we have here a ton of forces. But then we will check out perhaps in the next scenario. I mean, might be indeed here, because I really prefer smaller scenarios, especially these days, that I might check out here Poland 49 to experience them. Very cool, yeah, check it out here on the Wargame Design Studio WDS webpage. Poland 49. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes with another episode. See you.